Hey everyone, it's Sheliemae and Anthony. Thank you so much for watching. We're doing commentary on the Daniel Boe Memorial Tournament. That's me throwing my Saint Pro out there, just getting it out there as far as I can. Next up we have Violet Main, repping Innova, probably throwing her boss out there. She's gonna be a treat to watch. I love playing with her. She throws really far, y'all. Here's Nathalie Ortiz, getting one out there. Also a San Diego local. And rounding out our card is Fletcher, our 14-year-old repping Dynamic Discs. Right here, she's throwing a Sapphire out there. And she's doing her approach shot forehand.
Oh, it looks like she got caught up there.
Hopefully it went all the way through. And here's Nathalie throwing her approach shot. So this second shot is really tricky. You really want to keep it on the fairway or to the left, because where Nathalie threw, it's OB. All of that to the right is OB. And then Violet here lining up her shot. It looks like she's gonna go for it. So there's a double mando right down there. You'll see that sign. There's another tree on the right. Looks like she just missed it.
Sheliemae with the forehand.
That's me. Throwing my forehand. Those are going to be really crucial. I can't remember what I threw. Is probably my trespass or my strive, but I just want to get it right out there, right where Nathalie threw it. That's where we're aiming for. Get the green flag. Eden on her third shot. I love that she's throwing forehands. Pitching up an EMAC Truth there. Keeping it safe. Nathalie. Great upshot. You can see it was so windy. I forgot how windy it really was. So to battle the wind, I'm going to be throwing my slammer. It's sort of my go-to approach shot, anything under 200 feet. Ooh. It's windy. I didn't like it. And here's Violet throwing from the drop zone. That would be her fourth, having a penalty for missing the mando. Eden's fourth shot. All right, and Violet has just edge of circle putt. Just a tad low. And this will be for my fourth.
Oh, good putt.
I was so proud of that. Thank you. That's what I'm thinking at the start of the round. I just want to par that hole. I'm not going for the birdie. Not until I get more distance off the tee. And here's Eden. That was for 5. And Nathalie got a 6 on that one, so with the penalty. And Violet also with a 6. And Eden here putting for a 6 as well. It's a tricky hole. It's a very, very tricky hole. So it's Kit hole 1 and 2 combined. This one, I threw my Emperor out there. There's no OB that you can see in the screen, but on the right side is a street. So I just wanted to play it super, super safe and throw something stable. Violet throws a great shot. Told you she throws so far. Great shot right in the middle of the fairway. And Nathalie. Excellent. Those are great. Can't get any better than that. This is a par 3. 486 feet. Thank you. I think it should be a par 4. What do you think?
I can't get it in 3.
I can't get it in 3 unless I have a throw in, you know, like the second shot here, like Eden threw, like if that goes in, I'm happy. But in tournament play, there is OB right behind the basket. So that's me. I'm throwing my slammer and I'm throwing it pretty much as hard as I can. I think I was over 200 feet. I know I will not go long if I throw my slammer. So I want somebody who's watching to count how many times I throw the slammer and put in the comments for me. All right, approach shots. Really, really, really want to get it close to the basket here. Otherwise, Eden here just playing smart golf, laying it up, taking her tap in 4, which is a bogey for the tournament. Good bid, bye. And here's Nathalie taking her par putt. Taking her time here. Yep, the wind is still affecting us more than you think. Include the pressures of tournament play, and this is what happens.
Sheliemae.
It's me. Yeah, my upshot got to the basket a little bit closer than I thought it would. I love her waffle putt. So that was Violet taking a 4, Nathalie with a 5, and Eden just relaxing, eating her snack, tapping in for a 4.
Hole 17, 471 feet, par 3.
And here I'm throwing my strive. I thought there was a bigger headwind and it would turn my disc. I read the wind very poorly, but it was I was actually really proud of that drive. And here's Violet. Ooh, that's so good. Look at it. It was a perfect shape. It went at least 400 feet.
Eden Fletcher.
Yep. We'll take that. Here, I think the play is just don't cut it too hard to the right unless you're playing very aggressively. On round 1, I almost cut it too close and went OB to the right. So if you go back and you watch that, you can see how close, how tight I played it. But today I played it much safer. There's Eden. I love her approach shots. Great approach by Nathalie. I'm OB. Throwing my slammer. Oof, that's short. Violet Main, look at her. She's putting for a birdie. If this was casual play, we play this for a 4, that'd be an eagle putt. All right, and here I'm just outside circle. And this is to save my 4. In line. Not bad. I'd rather miss and hit the band. But there is OB behind it. Nice, Eden. Eden got the par. There's Nathalie, great par putt. Violet, tap in par. And I made a boo-boo, took a double, but still enjoying it out there. And this is a precious father-daughter moment that Anthony captured.
Hole 18, 296 feet, par 3.
All right, island hole. Woo! Look at that. I love watching discs fly like that. But there's our TD mark giving us the red flag. Here's Eden throwing her getaway, which is a stable fairway driver. Good skip. That's what we want. We just want to be safe. So either lay it up short or go for the island. It's about 250 feet. See Nathalie's. That looks great. Got a lot of skip, but it's right there. It's inside circle. And here, because it is windy, you can tell by my skirt, I'm throwing something more stable. I put it on a little bit of an ante just to keep it straight. Eden's birdie bid. I'm so proud of her for having that birdie bid. She's playing more aggressively than last week.
Violet Main from the drop.
Our whole sponsor is paying $10 to anybody who makes this putt. Okay, here's Nathalie for her birdie putt. That was a great bid. Violet.
Sheliemae for the bird.
Birdie Babes. Shout out to our San Diego local women's club. There's Violet. She's taken a 5. Eden with a 3. And Nathalie will tap in for a 3. I want to mention Eden won FA1 last week and is playing great this week. Really improving her score. Here I'm throwing my trespass. It is a little windy out there. I don't know if you can tell through the video, but that's why it was really skippy. It's one of my more stable discs, but the goal here is to just make it past this. The big tree with the red markings on it is a mando, so you want to shoot to the right of it. Small tunnel. Great shot by Eden and Nathalie. Ooh, look at that. He's going to get a big skip. Ooh, if that pushed a little bit more, that was an ace run. That's an amazing shot. Incredible shot.
Violet main.
She did not want it there. It looks like it's past that mando, though. All right. Thanks for getting that footage. Makes it feel like we're there, Anthony. Thank you.
No problem.
Violet put down a towel. That's so smart to minimize cuts on her leg. Not the out she wanted, but let's see what she does with her approach. Going forehand.
Great shot.
So good. That's excellent. It's parked.
Eden Fletcher.
I'm surprised she's not going forehand, but that's also excellent. That was a putter up shot. And here's me.
Sheliemae.
Birdie putt. I'm outside circle, about 45. Not so great. I think my jump putts or my step putts get worse as the rounds go on.
Nathalie for the bird.
Ooh, baby. That right there was the only birdie from the FPO field all weekend. So great job, Nathalie. Okay, we've got Eden setting up for her par putt. Looks like she's going straddle. There is that big tree there. All right, let's see if she has to do an Annie.
Yeah.
Nope. Straight at it.
Nice
Excellent.
putt.
I would be jumping up and down if I were her. Like, I'm just trying to get par on this hole.
Another signature waffle putt.
That was for a 4.
Sheliemae for the par. Hole 2, 418 feet, par 4.
Nathalie attacking the snake hole really well. That is perfect. That's a prime position.
Sheliemae.
Throwing my EMAC truth here, which is kind of silly. See? I went OB there, so to the right of that sidewalk is OB. I should have thrown a little bit more to the right. There was a headwind. Here's Eden throwing her terces. She is like a sniper with that thing. She always hits her line. Very impressive. See how Violet attacks this. That is perfect. Yep, they all made the mando.
Sheliemae.
This was a hard hole for me. Look at me. I'm missing the tree I just passed is another mando. I was supposed to go to the left of it. It was a great shot, but I take another penalty. Whoops.
Eden Fletcher. The approach.
Yeah, Eden. Shout out to Eden who birdied this.
Violet with the approach.
Going forehand. All right, that is OB. So this basket is surrounded by OB. Creek on the left, sidewalk long.
Sheliemae shooting for 4.
Slammer. Count it. Nathalie on her second.
Oh, catches a little bit of that tree.
I didn't even see that. That's her third. She'll tap in for a 4. This is Eden's birdie look. Smart golf. Yeah, playing on this hole, that is taking strokes on the rest of the field.
Violet for a par.
It's a bit of a death putt. This is for my 6. I took 2 penalties. Violet for a 5. Eden and Nathalie both tapping in for a 4. I'm curious to know what the viewers would throw on this hole. Let us know in the comments.
Hole 3, 345 feet, par 3.
Nathalie throws her drive. Looks like she went for it. Now Eden throwing her Explorer off the tee. Laying it up perfectly. Violet, I know, is going to go for it. Hit off a tree and bounce.
Sheliemae.
I want to go for it, but in tournament play, it's just much safer. I throw my EMAC Truth out there on a big hyzer.
Eden with the forehand.
Just a tad high. She's been really consistent with her forehands. There's my slammer.
Go in.
I try to give it a run. Excellent up shot. That's so good. Nathalie taking her 3rd shot. Also giving it a run. You just have to, you know. Eden's 3rd. Yep. It's the 3rd round. Nobody wants to putt. Let's just all put it really close to the basket. Happy with a par 3 here. Nathalie with a 4. Waffle putt for 3. Eden tapping in with a 4.
Hole 4, 344 feet, par 3.
And Violet took that inside route. With her power, I know she is worried about going long in the OB creek. I don't have that problem yet. I just throw something stable right at that palm tree, and it fades out to the left. Nathalie, same route. Same spot.
Eden Fletcher on the tee pad.
She's throwing her getaway here. She rips it. That's an excellent shot. Full power, full commitment.
Violet with her upshot.
Looks like the tailwind dropped it a little bit. So you can see all the trees moving in the background, how windy it is. It's a tailwind. Excellent shot. This is another tough birdie look for the FPO. It's 350 feet uphill. Oh, that was my slammer, count it. Nathalie for her approach. And just juiced it a little bit too long.
That'll be OB.
Violet for her 3. Nathalie with a 4 with a penalty. Eden 3. Violet with a 4, and I'll be tapping in for a 3. I want to shout out the Doghouse Disc Golf Shop, located in Santee, down at Mast Park.
Hole 5, 275 feet, par 3.
Here I'm throwing my St. Pro. Trying to get it higher than I think. I tend to throw this one low and short.
Eden Fletcher on the tee pad.
She's throwing a Sapphire. A tad low and a little short. Finishing off to the right. Not quite enough.
There's Sheliemae.
I'm so happy to be out there. Birdie putt from outside the circle. That might be circle 3.
Eating for the bird look.
It is a windy day, y'all. Usually this is a straightforward hole, but add in a little bit of wind, and it becomes 10 times harder.
Sheliemae with the bird look.
You can see it. You can see my skirt flapping around. Oof, and I just missed the basket completely.
Nathalie for par.
I will shout out the FPO card. First round, got a star frame.
Very nice.
But there was 0 wind that day, so still impressive. Right, that was her par putt, and here is Eden for par. Me for par. Still happy to be here.
Hole 6, 511 feet, par 4. Sheliemae on the tee pad.
Thanks. I throw my Emperor here. I'm just trying to get it as far down there as possible and get into a good spot to attack for the birdie. Eden threw a little low. Now Nathalie rips one through there. That's perfect. I love watching Violet throw. That's excellent.
Eden with her approach.
Didn't look too happy with it. Looks like it just came out of her hand. For her third shot, getting dangerously close to that OB. There's Nathalie going for it on her second shot. Ooh, that was exciting. It did skip an OB long. She was laughing about it. Second shot, I throw my trespass on a forehand, just hoping it gets all the way over. It was about 260, 270. Violet, that is so good. She's been working on her forehand approaches and just parks it. Eden's 4th. She'll tap that in for 5. This is for par. Yeah. That's excellent. This is a birdie putt.
Yeah.
Nice putt.
Thanks. That's also a birdie waffle putt. That's even more impressive. That's amazing.
Off and on, yeah.
Eden with the 5.
Pushing it.
Hole 7, 286 feet, par 3. Sheliemae on the tee pad.
Trying to throw my Saint Pro. I needed that about 2 inches higher, at least. Violet also attacking with a backhand.
Nice lip.
She didn't look happy about it, but I thought that's pretty good.
There it is.
Nathalie's hyzer shot. That's excellent. I think it's pretty much parked. Eden going with her sapphire. Just a little short. Violet looks like she threw before our cameraman could get set up. Eden's approach.
Sheliemae for her bird look.
It was okay. Nathalie's birdie. Excellent. Violet with a par. Eden for par. And this is me putting for par. Need to take my time. You can see how windy it is. And I almost missed it.
Hole 8, 320 feet.
Nathalie throwing. It looks like she just flew over all of the OB and did not stay in bounds.
Sheliemae on the tee pad.
So me seeing that, I throw my Saint Pro way out to the right. I'm not even going for the 2 at that point. Just want to stay safe. Here's Violet playing aggressively. That's a great shot. Unfortunately, it is OB. She'll have to take it from the drop zone.
Eden Fletcher on the tee pad.
Throwing her Explorer out there, way out to the right. Eden's expression says it all. She wasn't happy with it, but was okay. Lays it up for the par here. Playing it smart. I'm about 92 feet. There is OB behind it. I go for it. Why not? Nathalie from the drop zone, which is 60 feet from the basket. Violet, same thing. Ooh, that was a good bid.
She
It
gets a
hit
bad
the
roll away.
pole. She's been getting so many unlucky breaks this tournament. I can feel that frustration too for her.
Eden for par.
That's me for par. Violet with a 5. And Nathalie's taking a 4.
Hole 9, 235 feet, par 3.
This double mando to the rocks is fun. I'm throwing my putter. Anything down there in the inbounds is fine for me.
Eden Fletcher.
Beautiful.
She's so good with the terses. Oh, made the mando.
Made it?
She doesn't seem bothered by it.
Violet Main.
I believe she's throwing a pig. And that stays in bounds.
Nathalie with the approach.
That's perfect.
She'll have an easy putt from there. Sheliemae for the bird.
I'm 40 feet from the basket. There's a right to left wind. So
Oh, what a putt.
thanks. When I released that, I thought it was going over the basket. Let me tell you, I was scared.
Violet for the bird look.
This is such an interesting hole. You know, it's a short hole.
Eden with the bird.
But if you're not positioned exactly right, just like Violet, it's a hard putt for the birdie. Great par for Nathalie. And par for Violet.
Moving on to hole 10, 465 feet, par 4.
There is this double mando. It's skinnier than the regular Kit Carson mandos, which I really love. So there's Eden throwing a big hyzer to get around it. I'm throwing from the drop because I missed the mando off my drive. That's my EMAC Truth. It's 265 feet to the basket. Nathalie, who had a great drive. This is her approach shot. Just on the edge of circle. Violet had a massive drive. Made it through the mando, but leaked just OB to the left into the creek. This is throwing for 3. This is Eden's 3rd shot. Lays it up perfectly.
When you were setting up here, do you remember listening to the music from the party right behind you?
What party? No, the answer is no. I am thinking about making this putt that's just outside the circle. Everything to the right of that and beyond is OB. So I was actually really proud of that putt. And here's Nathalie with a death putt. It's a birdie look. That was a great bid. It was confident. Violet is now setting up for her 4 after going OB off the drive. That is a tough one with all that OB behind it. I'm nervous too. And you can tell with Eden's putt there, we're all thinking it.
Hole 11, 245 feet, par 3. Eden Fletcher on the tee pad.
This is an excellent drive with her Maverick. It goes just a tad long, but that's what we want. Here's Nathalie going a big Annie. Lands just outside the circle by that tree. I like to challenge myself with a forehand. Probably shouldn't do it on the third day near the end of the round because I hit rocks like that. So that's actually not the worst spot. Oh, Violet is looking really frustrated today. So she's inbounds. Let's see what she does on her approach. She's going sidearm. Oh, yeah. That's excellent. I don't know what I would have done. I would have thrown a roller maybe.
That was a great approach. Sheliemae with the approach.
With my slammer. I didn't throw it quite long enough.
Eden with the bird look.
Good bid. Nathalie with the birdie. There's a little wind out there. Violet's par. Yes. This is me for par. Oop. Little headwind. This will be for par for Nathalie. Excellent putt. That's for Bogue.
Hole 12, 330 feet, par 3.
Eden didn't look too happy about it. Nathalie's disc looks like it's getting taken by the wind. This is another tough hole for the FPO. We need to get that angle just right. All right, Violet is also struggling in the wind out there. So with me seeing that and being last on the tee pad, I take a flippier disc. I take my Strive, which is super beat in, and I try to overcompensate for what Violet was trying to do. So I put a little bit more Annie on it. There's Eden with her approach. Nathalie's second. This is Violet's birdie putt. Ooh, good bid. My birdie running out of juice there. Eden's third. Good putt. Yep, for 3. Par frame for the FPO.
Hole 13, 240 feet, par 3.
Eden off the tee pad with her trust. Nathalie, this is a great line. Lands it right by the basket. That's excellent. Violet didn't look happy about that, but if I were to throw that, that's great. You don't hit any trees near the beginning. You're golden. And here I am going with my EMAC Truth on a hyzer. Trying to use the wind to my advantage.
Whoa,
and we can't see it, but I actually hit the top of the basket there. Violet with her birdie. Yeah, you see how far I skipped? Long birdie look, but I'll take it. Eden's birdie bid.
Violet for a par. She goes a little wide with that one. She'll be shooting for 4.
We're nearing the end of the day. This is the 3rd round, second to last hole. Unfortunate chain out. Here I'm putting for a 3.
Nathalie with a bird.
Violet tapping in for a 5. Eden for a 3. Good round fist bumps before our last hole. I just want to thank all of our caddies, our gallery. Thank you, Tan. Thank you, Emily of the Birdie Babes. And I want to thank our tournament directors, Mark and Garrett, all of the volunteers, and everyone who came out to support. I also want to thank Anthony for coming out all 3 days to film the FPO and taking the time to edit for a quick turnaround. Special shout out to San Diego Disc Golf. We have our last hole. It is 390 feet. There's no OB. I'm throwing my bolt. I'm trying to get it as far down there as I can. I'm feeling a little tired by this time, so I throw it a little low. There's Violet getting good height on it.
Get out of it.
That's what I wanted. There is a little bit of a tailwind. There's Emily. Shout out Birdie Babes. All right, my last and final approach shot with the slammer for Debo. Eden going a judge for her approach. Nathalie had a great drive. And good approach. That almost stuck the landing. Violet's drive went so long. Now she has this kind of funky approach shot, which she handles well. Putt for par. Nathalie also putts for par.
Sheliemae for par.
And Eden for par. Yay! This concludes the 2025 coverage of the Daniel Boe Memorial Tournament, sponsored by DGA. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe.